Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever channel, the FAF cast division here, formerly the Games with Brains. Today we've got a 1 versus 1. Just a quick reminder that the channel did split off into two. So again, make sure that you subscribe to this one for more Forged Alliance Forever stuff. So with that said, let's go and take a look into today's game then. You're watching the FAFcast division, newly created a couple of days ago. Just to make sure that you don't get mixed messages. Today, Ratchet versus Tynet on the 1 versus 1 ladder. Actually, all the videos so far on this channel have been 1 versus 1. We'll have to see if we put a stop to that. Game code Bravo, a little bit convoluted at the minute because we've sort of got two separate channels while I'm phasing content over from one to the other. Beat goes on, but don't really pay too much attention to it. But indeed it does. The beat really does go on. Week 5, 2023, today, the 1st of February. This game also going down on the 1st of February. We see there the ratings between the two players, 1171 for Ratchet, 1222 for Tynet, where the AI reckons 95% balanced. Both guys playing the humans, and so let's clear out the overlays. Let's come on in. Forged Alliance Forever. Here we go. Let's not waste any time then. We'll unpause the game. And we'll begin up top in the blue corner. Both of these guys, as we said, UEF. And incidentally, there we go. Let's bring the overlays on. Cast like we mean to, and coming in then on the north side, as we said, in blue, it's Ratchet, 1171, the slight underdog in this game, about 50 points behind his opponent Tynet in the south side. He's going first land, and what looks like what we got, power gen, mass, power gen, mass, power gen, mass. We'll have to see if his opening works for him. Over then on the south side, Tynet, as we said, in red, also UEF, 1222 on the ratings. So pressure is all on this guy not to lose. And again, AI reckons it's 95% balanced. So what would happen? How would I rate this to go? Well, I would say if you would play, I wouldn't even say 10 games. I still think to say this guy would win 6 is perhaps a little too generous. Maybe if there were 20 games, this guy would win 11. This guy would win, I don't even want to say 9. I want to say 10. So let's say there's 21 games. This guy wins 11, that guy wins 10, based upon the ratings. And so Tynet, you see, moving his ACU a lot more than the other guy. If you remember, Ratchet had this very precise build order, and there looks like build order throws him out of position. He was hoping to get the distance build, and now screws it up, places a power gen in the wrong place, loses some economy, does try and get a reclaim off, but build the power gen there, then there, both of which will have hurt his build order somewhat. But if we take a look, Ratchet balancing his economy like a pro. He's played this map before. He knows exactly how it works. And look at this. Almost a perfect economy, but I can hear some action taking place. So let's have a look. And looks like the first engagement there going Ratchet's way. 2 labs and a scout. Did he manage to pick one off? He did. And so it looks like that Tynet had a scout and 1 light assault bot with it. And it looks like Ratchet with his 2 versus 1, at least when it came to labs, wins. Ratchet now sending down a second little unit here. Does Tynet see it? Well, not yet. What Tynet does see is this down here. Are they going to pay attention? Well, Tynet, if he was, lost his units. I think Ratchet will be focused on what's going on down here. Does look, by the looks of it, still have 1 light assault bot, and a scout is going to chase surely that engineer down. He leaves a scout behind. Does Tynet have any idea? Well, he does now, if he didn't before. And here again, sign of, again, no criticism at all. Certainly if I was to play, I don't even think I could beat this guy at this point. But here we see it. He runs out of APM. He had a scout there in the right place. He knew there was an engineer. He had intel, and it goes down. And in this case, with just 3 hit points left, Tynet's Tech 1 scout, the Snoop, fires the final shot. Nice little pickup again there from Ratchet, but now it's Tynet's turn to get aggressive, and his first Tech 1 bomber gets the furthest expanding engineer there belonging to Ratchet. That was a nice bomb indeed. Although very nice land attack with the light assault bots play from Tynet as well. Bomber moving in. Question is, does Tynet manage to pre-queue an attack order based on the scout? And I think there's your answer. Yes, he did. He managed to pre-queue a target thanks to his scout plane going over. And does he have more? Well, he's moving in. And there's your answer. Yes. Ratchet with a real nice dodge. Engineer down to a third health. He's going to have to get his interceptors in. And he's going to have to continue dodging. Does Ratchet got the moves? Well, there's the dodge again. Oh, and I think Tynet was very lucky to clip that. Ratchet dodging a hair too soon. The bombing computer on Tynet's bomber there recognizes at the very last minute and gets one bomb off in the new direction. If that engineer had had full health, or if he'd have moved a split second later, no doubt about it, Ratchet would have held on to that. 10 for effort though. Meanwhile, it looks like this attacking group of units here flanking all the way around and managing to pick off even more. The one light assault bot does go down. There goes the second. And with that, Ratchet's raiding party is over and done with. But that for sure, the 2 early bots that went this way, 2 early that went that way, clearly that hampers Ratchet's expansion somewhat. But I think it more than paid for itself. Here now, as we come towards minute 6, just 10 seconds away, we'll have a little look. How does the mass income differ? Well, massive. Ratchet 35 in blue versus Tynet's just 19. Oh my goodness. That's a 2-to-1 advantage to blue when it comes to income. There's income inequality. Well, UEF, they're the human race, right? Income inequality, well, that's the story of planet Earth, really, isn't it? Ever since King whoever was a king, there was inequality. And probably even before. Tynet grabbing a handful of units there from Ratchet, who does manage to get away with a little bit of health on one. And Ratchet with quite a quick gun upgrade here. Minute 6 and a bit. On a 1 versus 1 on a map like this, 10 by 10, I think that's a quick gun. It's a little dicey because you have to have a lot of energy to get the gun. And to have that much energy, that means you put a lot of stuff into building energy. And that comes at the expense of building more units. And so it's not just about the cost of getting the gun, it's the cost of getting the power that then gets you the gun. And to have that quick on a 1 versus 1 on a map as small as this, potentially is going to give Tynet a bit of an advantage. You can see Ratchet is pausing and unpausing. He's up to 20%, so he doesn't really have the economy to feed it. So he's desperately trying to get more power, but to build power costs a lot of power. Each one of these engineers is expending 30 power, so they're using 90 power between them to produce each one of these, and each one of these then gives him an additional 20. So I would say maybe worth just pausing those just for a bit. Pause this just for a bit. Get your ACU done. It looks like he is now resuming. How's he doing, by the way? And looks like he's got, he just needs a little bit more. If he pauses these building, he'll have enough to not stall. Because again, these guys are using 90 energy between. Looks like he's going to carry on going. And with that factory complete, it's going to be close. But I think he's going to get it. Just about going to get it. Meanwhile, looks like Tynet's ACU out of position. I'll go this way. No, I'll go that way. And a very nice play there from Ratchet. And, well, you know, it just shows you can have an ACU out of position and then the guy think this way, that way. Of course, the ACU notoriously slow at moving around the map. And, all right, you could say he's guarding the middle passage. I don't know. To me, it doesn't look like he's guarding the middle passage. It looks like he's deciding, do I go this way or that way? And a forward point defense there belonging to Tynet. Very exposed. Is it going to cut this group of units off from Ratchet? Well, it's a decent engage. And looks like Ratchet is going to win all based on the positioning. At least initially. And there you go. Once again, shows that, you know, what at least initially was even numbers was terrible positioning. And not only that, Tynet had the pincer move was coming in and once again doesn't pursue. And the weaker force out of position is the winner there, Ratchet. And again, the 1171. Very well done. And now Ratchet moving in with the gun, picks off the Tech 1 point defense at range, thinks you ain't having that. And I think that Tech 1 point defense went down. Did it have a kill? Maybe it had a unit, but it certainly didn't have more than 2. Kind of ambitious to put a Tech 1 point defense on the front line. Minor raiding party belonging here to Tynet. Ratchet, he does know it's there. He does have a few units in the area, but it doesn't look like he's got the APM and the situational awareness to deal with it. At least not yet. It's like Ratchet is all focused about the run bys on the opposing side, and at least for now. And look at this, I like this. Ratchet, he leaves 2 units behind just to finish off the mass point. He leaves another 2 here to finish off this mass point. Wow, playing like a pro. Looks like Tynet is trying to plug the gap to prevent more reinforcing units come through, but it doesn't look like he's got anything near like enough. Tynet is now getting the gun. It's at 45, nearly 50%, but Ratchet here, minute 10, looking incredibly strong, running by Tynet, making very good use with the Tech 1 Air, and I think the Tech 1 Air may be what keeps him in the game. Is he going to get the Hydro? That would be kind of a good thing to get, certainly when your opponent's trying to get the gun. Although now at 90, he's got engineers assisting. Tynet now ready with the gun, moving in. That completed very fast. Ratchet, meanwhile, over on the east side, moving down, picking off once again more static Tech 1 point defense from Tynet 2. I guess was hoping to prevent more of the run bys, but if your opponent's got a gun or Tech 1 artillery, you know, the Tech 1 point defense only serve you so well. They seem to work very, very well versus the Cyberns, just because Cybern people just seem to spam out but Mantis. I don't know why I mean, alright, they put Medusas in sometimes, but for whatever reason, that faction just goes balls to the wall with the Mantis and seems to forget that you can build anything else. So Ratchet now, I wouldn't reclaim. Because you're the same faction, this factory is going to be twice as quick to produce should Ratchet decide to build, and it would be a great opportunity to put pressure on. Even though you won't expect to hold the factory, building a half-price factory right on your enemy's doorstep, whether it's to put out engineers or just harass units, doesn't really matter. And Ratchet looking incredibly strong, although Tynet capturing a group here belonging to Ratchet out of position with his gun. Ratchet quick to respond, loses less units than I would expect him to. And I think that was an overcharge that missed. I think Tynet literally overcharged and it went into the ground. It's not often you see overcharges missing. Usually they've got some sort of supernatural heat-seeking missile that can do all kinds of shenanigans. And Ratchet just wiping the floor here. The weaker player. And at this point, Tynet has got to be starting and feeling a little unsettled. And Ratchet just continues to run rings around his opponent. Minute 13. Now, if only Ratchet had a scout, he would move these over here, pick off these engineers and the mass point, instead of running them into a stronger group of units. Well, you can't be everywhere, certainly not at that level. Now, forward mass point there, built by Ratchet, well into Tynet's territory, going down. And Tynet somehow pulling a load of units out of somewhere. And with this many units and the ACU, Tynet could be really dangerous, because although Ratchet has a presence with his ACU and a few units, there is nothing behind it. If they get overrun, it's an open goal. Ratchet does pick off the Hydro a little later. How's Tynet doing? Well, he ain't got much. Certainly nothing in the bank to overcharge with. So I think it was a very good attack. And I really like this from Ratchet. Again, he doesn't hang around to lose to a group of units he's going to lose to. He moves this way, and he does pick up the engineer and the mass point. I'm not sure if that was just intuition, or he saw something, or he had a scout go over. But very nice move indeed. Ratchet, incidentally, has a whole bunch of interceptors that take out advancing forces there. 24 plus 1 that is on bingo. Well, it's worse than bingo. It's out of fuel. It's dead stick. And I like what Tynet did there. Don't know if you noticed that. He was moving in. There was one unit slightly ahead, and he did micro it back, preventing that unit needlessly losing to what would have been superior forces. Now Tynet, certainly with superior forces, gets in on Ratchet's flank and all. Ratchet does try to retreat, but I think it's too little too late. Is one going to get away to tell the story when it gets back? No. And now for the first time, 15 minutes, 30 seconds into the game, there we see the north-south 50-50 split. Looks like both players catching a breather. The problem is, Tynet front line, we know he's got the gun. His opponent, oh, terrible time to start a Tech 2 upgrade. No assistant. You're going to have to cancel that. If you see what I see, does he have any idea that that's there? No, he has no idea. Commander. Looks like he knows enough, though, to cancel his upgrade. Very wise decision. Moves, come on, move your scout. There, now he's got an inkling of to exactly how much is there. And now he really knows. Ratchet very low on intel. Why is he not building? Oh, he does now have a radar here. Much needed. He does have one over here. So why? Did he only just build that or something? Or was he short on power? Because a minute ago he had like... I could have sworn he had no radar. And suddenly he's got radar. He desperately needs another one in the middle though. He does get another one here. Once again, player hears me through the distortions of time. And although this game going down today, 1st of February, as I'm live casting this, it was a few hours ago, so it's not like... Look at this, 2 dropships in the area. The problem is, Ratchet didn't put his lot down. Tynet did, and if Tynet's on the ball, he's going to put like a Tech 1 AAA or something there to try and snag that transport with the engineers. We'll have to see who figures out first. And there's the answer, Tynet. And it looks like he's going point defense first. Ratchet with a shed load of units guarding this Tech 1 mechs. Not sure that's the best investment ever, but it sure does make nice pretty rings when you use your assist command. And Tynet running through the middle here with the perfect number of units to deal with the situation. 2 lots of artillery. Down goes that NG. I'm sure if they can get 2 route shots off, they'll finish off the mass. There they go. Nice probing attack. And now we see Ratchet starting to move in. He can see the front line. He's got a Tech 2 point defense. I think that's key. That gives you something to retreat. And Tynet, what you doing? He's running away, but leaving his units on the line. That is a terrible mistake there from Tynet. That is going to lose him his units while the other guy's getting vet. Huge, huge mistake, Tynet. And really, it feels like the underdog on this one, by about 50 points, the blue guy, is the guy that's playing, although he's 50 points ahead. Tynet now getting his ACU finally where it needs to be, brings back some units, and that is just enough to prevent Ratchet from pursuing the attack there. And so although I was initially critical of Tynet's moves, he recovered very, very well indeed, and was in fact that good that it put Ratchet off. Ratchet though with a huge number of land forces again, but Tynet I really like what Tynet's doing with these Tech 1 bombers. It's not enough that forces Ratchet to have air and anti-air everywhere, but it's enough to pick units off, and I'm thinking he's getting net gains on his Tech 1 bombers. Tynet now realizing I need Tech 2 as well, starts the upgrade. Does he have anything in the area to assist? Well, just the Tech 1 land for shielding. Doesn't seem to have any... it does have an engineer here. I guess he could bring that in should he wish to. Ratchet not presenting the best front to this force from Tynet, and looks like he realizes that, brings them back and realigns them, and here we see it. So very nice use of the front there. Mobile light artillery moving in, and unlucky. Oh my, I thought it was going to get away with one hit point. I think Ratchet was a little unlucky there that he did get another shot off that artillery, going down with 3 kills to his name, certainly paying for himself as well. Imagine if every Tech 1 unit you built got 3 kills. I mean, you'd win, wouldn't you? And so here we go, formation on formation. Who has got the numbers? Well, Ratchet with a bunch of Tech 2 pillars on the line. That is going to cut right through all of that Tech 1 spam belonging to Tynet. Looks like Tynet realizing is retreating towards his Tech 1 point defense line. Is it too little too late? There's just so many pillars there. Is Ratchet going to continue going through? Well, there, the Tech 1 point defense open up. And they're starting to get some kills, but there's so much artillery here. I don't think Ratchet has got to worry. He's just got to keep moving. And move he does. Down goes the point defense. Down goes the Tech 1 factory. This looking very dangerous here from Ratchet. He got an awful lot of Tech 2 on the front line very quick. He's building more factories behind. He's got a massive reclaim field there. At least 3, if not 4, potentially 5,000 mass. Depends how far south you want to count. And look at this. He's got a factory up on the front line with an attack move spitting out NGs. Ratchet is playing like a very high level player here. It wasn't just what he did, it was the speed at which he did it that is what really impressed me here. Our blue UEF friend there. But again, Tynet continuing to pick off just isolated areas with isolated Tech 1 bombers. I mean, look, this guy is a 4-star. Yeah, he's going to go down. Only question is, does he get a bomb load off beforehand? Well, he gets some off, and it is enough bombs to pick off the exposed Tech 1 mechs there. If we take a look now, minute 22, Ratchet bringing in 120 mass per tick, Tynet on 95. So about a 30% mass income favouring the north side. And if we look at the totals, interestingly, Tynet with 5,000 mass more than his opponent. I can only guess that's due to reclaim. Let's have a quick look. And I'd be wrong. Ratchet with 4.7 in 4.8. No, I'm correct. 4.9. Ratchet's reclaim, though, flying up now thanks to these guys. Each one of these pulling in hundreds of mass between them. Combined, well over 1,000 there. Tynet with 11. At first, I saw that 1.1. No, it's 11,000. Although Ratchet vastly closing the gap now that he's able to get his hands on all that reclaim. And so that's what was keeping Tynet ahead in the game. It was huge amounts of reclaim. If we take a look, Tynet just like mass deforestation. Oh, it doesn't bring in too much mass. It's mostly energy. If we look at these guys, what have they achieved here? Like this guy, 297 energy, 55 mass. And some of that will be down to damage. Rex, this guy, 274 energy, just 27 mass. I think every time they suck a tree, it looks like they're sucking them off. Whatever it is, every time they zap a tree, let's try and keep it PG style. Every time they zap a tree, I think they get one chunk of mass and about 12 to 15 energy. While there's a lull, let's see if we can see. And I guess Tynet is spilling on energy, and that's what's preventing these engineers from reclaiming anymore, because there is no point to reclaim energy when you're already spilling. Tynet now, minute 24, in a nice engage on Ratchet's units. He needs to get an overcharge in against these pillars. And it looks like he's jostling. Tynet, I like his position here. Overcharges the Tech 1 engines. He's got a lot of units, and it looks like Ratchet is moving almost everything in for the kill. Ratchet does have some static Tech 2 over here, so while at first thought I said, don't leave your flank exposed, Ratchet's saying, calm down. I've got it. I've got Tech 2 point defense. I realize Tynet's over here, and if we look, well, he certainly does. I'm moving in for the kill. I can't believe that cheeky little manual reclaim there from Ratchet on an engineer right next to his on Ratchet with the Shift G. Look at it. If I hold down Shift, you get to see his Shift Genus. And Tynet's commander completely surrounded. And as soon as he's got him surrounded, I'm almost sure he's going to primary attack the commander. Tynet bringing in 4 Janus out of nowhere. If ever there was a time you needed massive amounts of bombs, now it is. And the question is, does Ratchet have enough to primary the ACU? He's got him surrounded. Primary the ACU. Primary the ACU. There goes the primary. Minute 25 into the 26th minute. Tynet goes down. Ratchet playing absolutely incredible. Tynet says shit. GG. Ratchet says GG. Good game indeed. Ratchet, incredible play. No doubt about it. If you continue playing like that, your name is going to fly up the ladder. Until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed that here with the FAF Division channel. Until next time, take care. And don't forget to subscribe to this one. It's going to be Forged Alliance stuff only. And until next time, wherever in the world you may be, wrong screen. Oh dear, what a disaster.